Hey everyone, Ann Kinlan is doing a challenge, and it's a letter a week, and she just chooses a random letter, and then the thought behind it is to pick something outside of the box that you wouldn't normally do or choose for that letter. This week's letter is P, and she chose purple. My immediate thought was pink. I love pink, love to wear pink. I don't create with pink because it doesn't really feel like it fits in with my grungy style. So with that, I thought, okay, I'm going to challenge myself to make something pink. And then I'm going to put it in a pouch. And I thought, ooh, a packaging pouch. See all those, see what I did there? All those P's. So I have a pouch out of packaging. This is not a complete one. It was just my prototype. But I thought, well, I needed to make something to go inside. This one's way too big. Like I said, it's just my prototype. But I thought the Italian poppy paper, because it's also not really my style, as I I don't know why. I just normally don't use red. But I created these two little journals, and aren't they cute? So I did the sewing around, and then I didn't like it. So I thought, well, I'd tear it out. I like the look of it being half torn out, like it's really worn. You see clothes, and part of the sewing is there and part of it is not. And I actually meant to sew around these and completely forgot, but I still think even not sewn around, they look wonderful. And there's my cast sets little stamp, and I've just put a little muslin piece on with a word stamped, and I've kind of roughed it up a little bit. I think I should have sanded this one a little bit to make it look even, like maybe I stamped it a little too dark, so I was going to, do this to take off some of my stamping. And I can work on that later, because that's not what my project was about. It was just this, the packaging pouch. And so what I've done is I already started another one to go with these little booklets. And aren't they cute? They've just got the prettiest paper. I lined the inside of them with packing paper as well, that I scrunched up and went over the top with some VersaFine, and just put some awesome tea-dyed blue tea and some of the grungy papers we made the other day, and just made fun notebooks that I just stitched in. I didn't even do the three hole what is that called? Three seam binding, three hole binding, three punch. Well, isn't that shame? All this time and I can't remember. And then this is the other one. I just done it basically the same way. If anyone would like me to show these on camera, I sure can, but they're just little notebooks, and I made them to go in this. And so as you can see, I've already pretty much got this one done. It's in wrong side out right now, but I left it this way so I could show you how I done it and not make it such a long tutorial. So I guess for my P's, I've done poppies, a packaging, a pouch made out of packaging, and I guess that's it. So I've got the three P's. There is another P that I've debated about saying, because, I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in God, and I know that it says in the Bible that don't need to fight your battles, because God will do it for you. And I believe that 100%. And so all I'm doing here is I'm just going to cut out, well, here, this is a perfect piece. We'll use this one. So I just tore off a somewhat rectangle shape, not a very good rectangle shape. I didn't do very good at getting that very straight. But not that I'm in a battle. I just, some things have been going on, and with YouTube and Facebook and people being people, there's another P. See what I did there? And look, I've just tore that to smithereens. So let's try this again. We're going to make a tall, skinny one this time. But I'm trying to tear a rectangle of sorts. So anyway, it kind of has affected, it's kind of, irritated me, which I hate. And, because that irritates me that I'm irritated. And then for another, it just puts a bad light on a very sweet person, and dear to my heart. And all I'm going to say is this. I've prayed about it and prayed about it. What should I say? Should I say anything? Again, let the Lord fight your battles. And I am. I'm not going to say, any more than that part. And this is not a teaser. But I will say I've been on some lives, and not a lot. I'm not a professional at lives, but I know there are a lot of artists that's what they like, live shows, and they're good at it. They do live sales, they do live create, or craft and chat and all of the things. So I've just scrunched this up really good, and now I'm just going to go over the top with my any color ink that you want. Maybe I'll use something a little lighter. How about, I was just using this gathered twigs. Let's try it. I don't use these oxides that much anymore, it seems like, unless I'm smushing, wetting something and smushing it. So I'm just going over it like this. And I'm really not even going to ink around the edges, because when we sew, you can't see the edges anyway. I would imagine you could glue this. I don't know that this has to be sewn. Let me show you how I put it together, and then you tell me what you think. Is this something that could be glued? So then I folded it like this. Oh, and what I was saying about, and I like the rough edge, and you'll see when I flip this one inside out, I've done it at a complete diagonal. So I am going to ink around the lip of it, or the lid, or the flap, or whatever it's called. So I will say, through those lives and through the online sales that I go to, and all of the ladies are wonderful. They are so sweet, so kind, and they really are about supporting each other. And it's not just words, they show it, they truly do it. I have had people ask me before on my channel, am I allowed to post a video I would like you to see? Or, they'll tell me, another creator, oh, you need to watch so-and-so, or Crafty with Tony. Someone told me I should watch her. Her style was a lot like mine. I'm thankful that they did that, or I would have never found her. Well, I might have, but chances are I may not have. And I would have missed out on so many great things that she makes. Same with Angie Garcia. If someone hadn't told me about her, I may not have ever found the wonderful goodness that she makes. And almost every, well, not every, but a lot of the live sales that I'm on, and the live craft with me's, they'll post. If there's anybody here that has a YouTube channel, let us know and we'll post it. Because why? They are there to support each other. And I love that. I've said before, I hated that there was a larger YouTuber that said the junk journal and card making world was oversaturated, and that made me sad, because I don't believe it is. There are billions, millions of people in the world. There's enough for everybody, and everybody's style is enough different. So what I'm doing is I'm flipping this inside out now and folding it just like so. And then I took a pencil, and I didn't measure or anything. I just did like this, just made little triangles. So I just took my pencil, went like that on both sides. Again, I'm not precise, so I did not measure. I just, that looked about right, so that's what I did. So now, as you can see what I've done here, I sewed, I wanted some lace, so I sewed that on first. Then I sewed down and across where I just drew that triangle. See how I did that? And I didn't go across the bottom. You could. I didn't see a need. I thought that it would take away from my space, so I didn't didn't go across the bottom. So then I went down the other side, same thing, went right across that little triangle that I drew. Now, this is I don't have much edge on this, so I don't really need to trim anything off. But if you did, you could just trim off the sides. And then on where the triangles are, I can find my scissors, I just nip them off right on the outside of where I've sewn. Just like that. Just nip that off. This is so easy. You're going to be like, I can't believe you did a tutorial for this, but I thought it was so much fun. And now just turn it the other way. Turn it back the correct way. And I've made a smaller one here, so it's a little bit more difficult to get inside out. But you know what? If it wrinkles, what's it matter? Look how I've done it. I've already wrinkled it to pieces, so wrinkling it, turning it the other way is not going to hurt anything. So anyway, as I was saying, I shout out to all of the YouTubers that support each other, the creative people that support each other, the online sales, even on online sales I've been on. They will post other online sales to let you know, because guess what? Same thing. Market isn't oversaturated. You know, there's so much in the world, and we all live in so many different areas. For instance, Nakia finds things that I will never find because of where I'm located. So, you know, to give a shout out to be able to help other people, and I think that's important. And that's all I want to say, that do that. Support each other. Be kind to each other. Don't always, isn't this cute? Think that what you're being told is the absolute truth. And that's all I'm going to say. I think that it's great that we support each other. I think there's enough open-minded people that realize this is a huge world, and we can all support each other in our creative expressions of this. And isn't that the cutest pocket ever? I mean, wouldn't that be neat to get a little gift like this with the little notebooks in it? I hope they fit. I'll just do all of it. Perfect. Okay, so that one. And then you could just either, maybe you could put Velcro. That one's a little too tall. That's not going to work. And it's too wide. I'll have to make another one for this one. But for this one, look, that's perfect. And you could maybe take some more of this tea-dyed muslin. Now, this isn't the tea-dyed, but you could wrap something around it, you know, as a little, just a little closure. It doesn't even have to have a bow, just something like that. I think the tea dye would look better. I just happen to have this piece here. Oh, and another thing I would like to do, let's do this too. And you don't even have to have a closure. I mean, it lays down just fine. But I also made this piece out of the tea dye, and I tore a hole, and look, Kath, I have a bigger vintage stamp. Yay me. And I thought I would just glue it right there. And what a cool looking little gift. Do you think? Or you could take some lace and tie it with some old looking lace. I don't want to glue that all the way down. I want it to kind of stand up and look kind of ruggedy like that. Raggedy. I always say ruggedy. Is that even a word? I always say it, but I don't know that it's right. Okay, so there's that one. Maybe I could take another piece of this lace. What do you think? And tie it. Or would that be like too much of that lace? Or maybe this one doesn't even need to be tied. I think it's perfect. I love it. So, like if I were making one for this one, this would be probably about the same, a great height. I would just cut it in half. It didn't need to be this big. But again, this was just a prototype to show how I did it. And I think this is so much fun. So, Anne, I hope you like this. I hope my little rant there wasn't too off-putting. All I wanted to say was I appreciate all of the ladies that support and share and talk to each other. I know that it's the opinion of some that, you know, when they have a YouTube channel, it's their channel and you can't talk about anything else but them. You're there to see them. I'm here to bring inspiration and to get inspiration from you. Just like on the video that I did last with these little, you know, napkin on this. I can't tell you how many good ideas, I mean great ideas, I got from you, all of you, to how to make this, you know, blend in a little bit better. And I loved it. Just read the comments. There were so many great ideas on how to make that look more seamless. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for your support of me, your inspiration that you give me. Most every video I get inspiration from somebody. Thank you, Ann Kinlan, for this great challenge. I hope that you love this as much as I do. And I just think this is so perfect. I love this. So we got our poppies, our pouch made out of packaging, and a little bit of my, what I say it was? Personal something. I don't know. See, it must not have been important because I don't remember it now. Anyway, I'm sorry about all that. I meant it to be lighthearted and appreciative of everybody that watches and supports all of the creators, not just me, all of the artists, all that goodness. So, hope you like this project. If you like this Italian paper, that's what this is. Can you believe that? These poppies are the Italian paper. We're going to have another live sale on Thursday, May 1st. I believe 10 o'clock Central Time in the morning, 10 a.m. Central Time. And there's going to be Italian papers. We're hoping to have some beautiful onion skin dyed papers, blue tea dyed papers, and what was the other one? Hibiscus dyed papers. And there'll be some old ledgers, sheet folios, not the whole ledger, some ledger folios, and hopefully some printed ledger as well. Anyway, this wasn't supposed to be, you know, me selling myself. I really love this, and thank you for the project, and I can't wait to see. Oh, next week is what? See, I've already forgot. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. Oh, it's O. The letter O, not like O. But yeah, it's the letter O for next week. Thank you all for watching. Sorry about this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.